Okay, hello. Welcome to my knife throwing tutorial. First, you're going to want to get feeling badass. I suggest a shot of bourbon. Okay, now that you're feeling right, let's get started. Alright, so first, we're going to discuss what you need to do this. So first, we'll start with the target. That's important. This is my target. This is about 15 layers of pizza box covered in duct tape. And then of course I have a rope here which I hang from a hook over my kitchen door. So I put a blanket behind it. You have to put the blanket or you'll fuck your door up. Alright, so next is the knife. You don't need a fucking $100 pair of throwing knives. This is my crude contraption. I got this in a set. It's made by Cobra. It's called the Hunter 2. It came with a large Bowie knife, but I can't find anything about them on the internet, so I guess they are either in another country or they don't really exist anymore. Here it is. Of course it had a normal handle. I took the handle off. I took the hilt off. So I just had the tang. And then I took the handle end of it and wrapped it in duct tape to give it some added weight. It was very crude, but it's very efficient, and it throws just fine. Alright, so now we've got the materials down, let's start with the throw. Okay, so the first part of throwing is your stance. Unfortunately I can't angle the camera correctly because I'm using a laptop, but your stance is going to be, if you throw right-handed, your left foot's going to be forward and your right foot's going to be back. And get her fairly spread apart so you have a good stable stance. And to start off with, you're going to want to be about around 3 meters from the target, depending of course on your reach and other factors, but approximately 3 meters is where you want to start to do a half rotation throw. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is talk about holding the knife. So from this first distance of about 3 meters, you're going to want to hold it by the blade with the sharpened edge pinched between your thumb and index finger and just barely resting on your middle finger. And you want it to be pretty straight up, so it forms kind of a right angle a little bit. You see that? That's about where you want it to be from this distance. Okay, now that we're ready to throw, you're going to want to take another shot of bourbon. It's an important part of the process. You can throw knives all day and feel badass when you stick one, but if you start with bourbon, you feel badass all around. So, okay, so now we're ready for the throw. And the way the throw works, once you got your stance, you're going to want to take your free hand and get it straight out to your chest, pointing at the target, which should be about chest level. And then you're going to take it, bring the knife arm back a little above your ear, and then once you're lined up with that other free arm that you've already got sticking out, that's when you let go of the knife. Keep your wrist pretty stiff. That's the main thing. So it's about like that. Scoot back a little bit. About like that. Okay, so now we're ready to throw. We're going to move the camera here and get it fixated on the target itself. Since I don't have a cameraman that can follow me, I'm going to film all this myself, so you won't see me throw, but imagine the throw I did and the result. Okay, so you see here, it's pretty well centered. It's parallel to the floor. It means you've got a good stick. You can call that a perfect stick. When from the throwing point, all you can see is the handle. Very, very good. Okay, so now we're ready to move on to a longer distance shot, the full rotation, which is the last one we're going to cover today. But first, you got to have another shot of bourbon. Okay, now we're ready for our full revolution throw, which means that you're going to hold it by the handle, same way you did the blade earlier, between the thumb and index finger, and resting on the middle finger, and you're going to throw it the exact same way as you did before, straight out towards the target. But this time, it's going to rotate a full 360 degrees before sticking the point. So that's what you're going for. You got to step back about another meter to 2 meters, depending on your size and other variables. So let's give that a try. Okay, so now it's a little too low. I mean, I've got to adjust just a few more centimeters closer to get it just quite right. Again, just a little too low, so let's try it one more time. That's what we're looking for. That's a pretty good stick right there. That's pretty straight on. I'm pretty happy with that one. Next time, we'll start moving on to some distance where you're holding the blade again as it changes as far back as you go. And some pros can get 7 full rotations before it sticks, but of course I'm not even there yet. So practice makes perfect. Keep your wrist firm. Keep your arm motion steady. Get that muscle memory down. Hold it the same place every time. Consistency is what you've got to have to get this. It's not easy, but with practice, you get a lot better. And once you get it down, it's a lot of fun. Okay, thank you for your time, folks. Now that you've stuck a few knives, congratulate yourself with yet another shot of bourbon. And have a good night, folks.